Hello everyone and welcome to Modern Minecraft with your host Hardtruck1. Hello everyone, how are you? Alright, so in this episode we're actually going to have to take a little bit of a break to be able to work on something that I probably should have started working on a few quite a few episodes ago. We are going to go ahead and get our area where we mined set up for being able to do mods while we're in the area. Or mobs, so that we can get mob drops and everything. So this is how we're going to do it. So as you can see in my inventory, we've got some conveyor belts. I did test these off camera, made sure they still worked with um, mobs, because I know in some mod packs they don't, but I think in the base ones they do. So basically, to make these, we just need the rubber wood that we get from Minefactory Reloaded, some redstone, a little bit of iron, and we get conveyor belts. So we're gonna need quite a few of these conveyor belts for a single reason. For a reason. That reason is since our hole over there that we made is so big, this is how I'm going to well, essentially how I'm going to utilize um, to make a mob system is, first off, we're going to make it's going to be a drop killing. So we're going to have platforms probably starting 3 to 4 blocks down, down in the system. We're going to have platforms. And these don't have to be very pretty. They can just be um, made of regular stuff and everything. But how we're going to make the dropping, the killing chamber, is they're going to drop from the pads down so many blocks. I think the furthest block that has to be there, or excuse me, the whole system has to be at least 32 blocks high. The part where it kills, the part where they get killed, has to be at least 32 blocks. I have too many. Hold on. I'm not completely prepared for this. I was just getting prepared when I thought, well, you know what? Let's go ahead and start working on getting it, and I'll talk through how I'm going to do it. So I'm going to have it set up kind of like a central place to kill mobs. So what's going to happen is I'm going to fall into a water thing. No, that's not what's going to happen. So what's going to happen is they're going to fall, and they're going to die as they fall. Okay. So that's how they're going to that's how we're going to get the mob drops. Is we're just going to have them drop to their death and give us the mob drops. Now, is that feasible to do? Is that something that we should do? No, probably not. Alright, so I'm just going to pick this thing up. Get rid of that. That cable's fine. So this is how they're going to work. So we have all of this space from up here, which is Y81 all the way down to probably about Y5, probably, is where bedrock is. So all of this space here is going to be utilized. All of this space is going to be utilized. So starting from about probably about that fifth one. Let's see if I can hit it. Nope, too far. There we go. Okay, so starting from this right here, this position right here, this is where the killing chamber is going to happen. So this is how it's going to happen. So we're going to build from here all the way across and then all the way out. In the center of either this direction or this direction is going to be a 3-block wide gap. The mobs are just going to spawn naturally. And this is how we're going to do it. This is how we're going to allow them to spawn naturally. Okay, so we have this gap all the way across here. Let me bring this out a couple, if I can. Go out a little bit further so I can have a little bit better of an aim. There we go. We'll do that. Woohoo! Guess I better place this down. Fill up my jetpack. Alright. Pick this back up. Alright. So, this is how it's going to happen. So we're going to put our convoys, or conveyor belts down. So how we're going to put them down is we're going to have... Not there. I have to do this. Alright. So that's how we're going to do it. So every other part on here, we're going to have there, 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 and there. Okay? So that's going to allow for the mobs to be able to spawn here. Okay? It's going to allow for the mobs to be able to spawn here, and then as they wander, they'll wander in, and then fall to their death. Okay? So that's how we're going to do it. And the way that we're going to, and then at the bottom of this thing is the reason why I got so much cobble, because we're going to go down there now. Do that, and then turn it on about right there. So, but down here, what we're going to do is right above the, this bedrock, we're going to add, turn it off until I actually fall into something. Here, we're going to add a floor, a regular floor, to this whole bottom area here, okay? And the reason why we're doing that, the reason why we're adding a whole floor to this whole thing is because this is actually where we're going to build on top. So I don't want to build on top of the actual bedrock, because I don't think we really need to, we don't really need to take and try to make it as far down as possible. Because I mean, with being able to have this much space between our floors, because the last one is going to be 30 blocks. What? Why didn't this go? Stupid. Go. We're going to add some light down here so that way it's not so dark for you guys to be able to see. Right there. And right there. And there. And then we'll have one in the center. There we go. So this is going to be where the mobs are going to take and fall to. Now, depending on, I guess we're going to go this way, because actually I don't think it really matters, because it's a 20 by 20 square. So we're going to that. Now, you may take and say, well, wait a minute. If you leave 3 spots in the center, that's not going to be very much room for the mobs to spawn. Well, you would be correct, except for one thing. Through the center here, I'm gonna try to count up. Well, I'm just gonna do that right now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. So right here. We have to, this mark right here, this block right here, this will be the last floor. For the mobs. Okay, and the reason for that is this last, each one of these, okay, so what I'm trying to take and set up is I'm trying to set up a mob farm for all the mobs. Spiders, it's going to be for creepers, zombies, spiders, skeletons, and endermen. Endermen will not spawn unless there is at least 1 block above their head. So you have to have a minimum of 4 blocks, or well, 3 blocks I think is minimum. 4 blocks is better because then they'll spawn easily. Spiders are too wide, so you have to have a minimum of a 3 wide gap in order for them to take and go through, or otherwise they're just going to climb up to the other side. Okay, so the way it's going to set up is even if we do get spiders, they're going to spawn and they're going to triple down through the system until they get to here. Then they're just going to fall straight down. Now what we're going to do to make them fall straight down is spiders cannot climb regular Minecraft glass. So we're going to use regular Minecraft glass for a small chute down here. Down under here, since we have enough iron to do it, and I just got to grab the iron to make it work. Oh God, I'm sorry, you guys cannot see squat. Okay, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to kind of, let's see, world, no. Tory, global. Is that? Okay, I'm not actually sure what that does. Oh, that's because it didn't change. Or it did change. You know what? I'm not exactly sure what the potion thing does. You know what? I'm just going to turn it off. I have no idea what it does. So, alright. I'm sorry you guys can't see and everything, but pretty much, or maybe I can put a torch down so you guys can kind of see. So anyway, so basically what I'm doing is I'm making a mob system. And you know what? I may actually do I may do some of this off camera and then just kind of show you later, if I can, what'll happen. So basically, and everything. So basically, I'll set these platforms up so that way they can, so that way you can basically tell what's going on. Whoopsie. That was not the right thing to do. Bad part is I can't just vein mine this stuff off because this is. But anyway, that's the gist of what I'm gonna do. That on. Do. Let's see. Itch on the noggin. Nope. I have a new one. Okay, so that's probably far now. So we'll do a 3. Work our way over. Go ahead and put a torch down so you guys can see a little bit of what I'm doing. I'll have to look and see what it takes to get night vision quickly, so that way I can maybe try to make it in such a way you guys can see. And this is off by 1. And my jetpack is quiet for some reason. Kind of weird. Wow, yeah. How did I center this down here so good, and that up there is not even close to being centered? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna run this line up. I'll get rid of this after a while. But I'm gonna run this up so that way I know exactly where the center of down there is. Ha! This is center. I'll leave that like that so I can see one. Okay, so take that one off, add one over here. Alright, so walking a little quick on that one. Alright, there we go. Alright, let me, if I can add all the conveyors. Okay. And what I'll do is I'll try, then what I'm going to do after I get this all set up and everything, I'm going to add, so this is what I was thinking on the edge. Don't have to do it on this one because this one's the top. But what I will do is add on the next floor down is each one of the edges will then have a conveyor on them. So that way, in case something does actually land right on the edge of the thing, grab that torch and move it over there. So that way, anytime they fall to the next thing, which, like I said, is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The reason why I'm grabbing that is because I'm going to make some more torches. See what we're doing. There we go. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's a 4-block gap between. Yeah, there's a 4-block gap in between each one of the levels. Okay. This way, the mobs will have a way to get through, or a way to a space to spawn is what I'm trying to say. Go ahead and just place a torch right here. Yeah, so they'll just have a place to spawn. On this platform. Or on the platforms, let's say. Because, wow. Woohoo! That was a lot of lag. Now, is this going to be the most efficient one? Mob farm? Probably not, because the rest of the area around it has not been lit up. Which I'll probably do off camera, later date, sometime. Just gonna go around, look for the tunnels and stuff, and just kind of light them up in such a way so that way there's more chance of them actually spawning in here than not. So now this is what I'm gonna do. So I'm just gonna lay down the regular lines like so. Okay. One more. Like so. Okay, well, you get what I'm doing there. So that's how they're going to do that. Now, what I want to do, if I can get in between these without it taking me off, is now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put another conveyor belt right here. Why is that? That is because if those mobs get pushed off hard enough, I mean, they probably won't because these are pretty slow. But let's just say a mob walks forward, and instead of floating down, they float like to the next, either to this level, or maybe even the one below it, and they don't die. All of the conveyors will actually catch them there and shove them off. So it'll be like this all the way across and everything. Now, why don't I take and do conveyor belt all the way across? Is because I don't really know if mobs can actually spawn on these conveyor belts. That's why there is a gap in between them. That's why there's a gap in between them, is because I don't know what if they actually spawn, if they can actually spawn on the conveyor belt. So the long conveyor belts, the long part of the conveyor belts is just there to capture the mobs that are way back there in the corner. Way back there in the corner, and bring them to the front. Excuse me, just 1 second.
Mic off. Mic on.
Okay, I apologize for that. It's something trying to go down the wrong throat. Anyway, so that's just the thing. So anyway, I think I'm gonna go ahead and continue to get this done. I'm gonna go ahead and I think I'm gonna continue to get this set up and everything. Continue to set this up. I will return after I get it completely done. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go around and grab some I'm gonna grab some more cobble. I'm actually going to close this up like this and everything. The reason being for this is I don't want any mobs spawning on that right there, and I don't want any mobs spawning on this up here. So this will probably be turned into glass here all the way around and everything. Except for over here. This will be closed up like so. Like so. Then I'll glass this area off with some dark stained glass. And then once I get all the levels set up, I will set it up to run. I'll set it up to run, and then we'll see just kind of what kind of stuff we get down there, just as a test to see if it even works. And the test will probably be us going out there and standing on top of the cube and everything. But until then, that'll be in the next episode. Like I said, I'll get the rest of that down there set up and everything, and then we'll give her a test and see how she works and everything. But that'll be in the next episode. So until then, I'm Hard Truck One. This is Modded Minecraft, and I'll see you in the next episode. Laters.